Hey everybody, it's PJ. We have some chunky, happy puppies. That's fine. On their backs. Now, I have a lot to talk to you all about. Go get that. Let's put it up a little bit more. So our heat lamp cord is not in the way. We don't have the heat lamp on right now. It's pretty warm in here. Those are some happy puppies. Okay, so today is day 3. What that means is they are starting their early neurological stimulation today. All right. Now, we have decided not to remove their dew claws. That is something we may do in the future if we get deposits on puppies and people specifically want the dew claws removed. Then we can do that on a case-by-case basis. But as a whole, for now, that is not going to be our practice. So, because they have not had their trauma, we are going to start today. If they had that trauma, we would probably wait a day or two before doing it. So,
she needs a bigger box.
Yeah.
Where's the small one?
That one. Well, we were going to do it, but now they're all eating. All right. You're such a good mama.
Do you want me to get her egg whites? Or?
No, well, she's let her. They're done nursing. You're such a good girl.
She really is for a first-time mama.
You are. So proud of you. These puppies are gaining weight like champs.
Yeah.
So, as soon as they're done, we're going to start, and I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do with them. There is a lot of work that goes into producing really good puppies, and Jade and I have been studying for months and months on it. So, are you not hungry? And one of these days we are going to name them. We have several names going. We just have to.
So you know how the smallest to the largest one gained 1?
Mm.
So in the second day, she actually gained 4 more. But now the older one has caught up back to 1. So that's interesting.
All right. This one's not eating. You want to start with this one?
Yeah.
So this is number 4.
Towels.
Yeah, and put them in the fridge. And I got your Q-tips.
Is it supposed to be wet and cold or just? That's what I thought.
Yeah. All right. So this is what we're about to do. Is why would you name them if you aren't keeping them? Because they're puppies, and when am I supposed to train them and call, here puppy 1, here puppy 2? I'm gonna call them.
But they still have them for the first 2 weeks.
By their names. People can change them when they get them, but I'm still gonna call them something. Same way I do all my goats. Okay, we can put that in the fridge.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll wait a minute. We'll let that cool off. Did you use cold water?
Yes.
Okay, that'll be good. This one's out. You want your Q-tips?
Yep. We're gonna do that first.
What?
We can
Just put them on the table. go ahead. Let's just start. Okay. Step number 1. Hold the puppy in the air, head up.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Step number 2. Hold the baby upside down, head down. Don't drop the baby.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Okay. Step number 3 is on their back.
And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Then step number 4 is a Q-tip.
This one's gonna be hard because moving around the cloud a lot.
I was gonna say you can probably just. There you go. It's
I'm
okay.
gonna calm her down a little bit. It's okay.
And then you rub each paw with the Q-tip.
Like this.
Better. That's enough. Each paw gets a Q-tip.
And this is kind of just waking up their nerves and just.
And the studies on this are absolutely fascinating. They have better heart rates. They live longer. It does their connections with their brains. They're less stressed. They experience less stress.
They deal better with stress.
You forgot the washcloth.
Oh, yes.
And then step 5 is 5 seconds on a cold, wet washcloth.
Not very cold, but it'll be fine.
She's like, but I want mom. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Okay.
Here you go, little baby. You're done.
Go snuggle with mom. That was puppy 4.
Alrighty.
Put this back in the fridge. Puppy 4 is done.
Alright.
Number 2.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
This is the hard one. Don't drop them.
No. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Okay, this is she also finds playing the nature CD helps to acclimate them to thunderstorms, etc.
This one's my favorite so far.
Yes. So for those of you who are new, this is Lacey. She is the mom. She is a Great Pyrenees. The dad is Castle, who is a Bernese Mountain Dog. We purposely crossed them to produce what's commonly referred to as a Great Bernese. That is not a registerable or recognized AKC breed. It is just what they're called, and kind of like a, all the doodle.
Burn doodles.
Yeah, all of those. And I was going to say something else and I forgot. There are 2 boys, 3 girls here.
Neurological simulation. Not simulation. Stimulation. I always mess it up.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. There you go. All right, 2 and 4 are done.
What did they do?
So the studies on are fascinating. It improves their brain function. It improves their stress levels. They've actually shown that it increases or decreases their heart rate as adult dogs. It makes them better able to handle stuff. The upside down.
We already did that one, right?
Which one? Yes, she's done. No. We said 2 and 4.
Okay, so those 2 are done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we keep putting them on that side.
2 and 4. I do the other girl, and then we got the 2 boys.
They're all 3 on the heat. I don't want to pull them off.
Yeah, wait till they're done. I'm going to go write down 2 and 4 so we don't get distracted. Well, everybody on here would tell us what we did.
It was 2 and 4, I know that, but.
Andrew says the puppy fever is real. We've been looking for a new family member and this confirms it. Lori says, so nice that Lacey is trusting you with her baby. She has been absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. All right, again, for those of you just joining us, it is day 3. Since they have not had their dew claws removed or their tails docked, and we are not docking tails, I just say that like for other people for breeds, we are starting their early neurological stimulation. This is scientifically studied. You can find information on it. There's information on the website. Oh, speaking of which, the website is finally up. Jim and I and Brett have been working on that. So the website is gmsdogs.com. I have to link to it I still haven't linked to it from the goat milk stuff or the GMS goats yet, but it's gmsdogs.com. And so I have a link in there too if you want more information on the early neurological stimulation. But you can get the information on the puppies and all of that. So 5 steps: head up, head down, on their back, rub their feet, all their paws, and on a wet washcloth for 5 seconds. You have to do it day 3 to 16. That is the window. It doesn't do you any good to do it before. It doesn't do you any good to do it after. So the studies say.
And it could do bad things.
And it could do bad things, right? But if they're stressed, you don't want to start that. So if you have a puppy, you don't want to, because it puts some stress on their bodies and makes them better able to handle everything. So.
But too much stress. And make sure you only do this once a day, because too much stress would be very bad for it, because they are only puppies. They can only handle so much stress, so it could really hurt the puppies if there's a miscommunication, if one person does it and then another person does it. And
right.
Yep.
I love that upside down. The belly. The belly. Yeah, Mama make you feel better. We made you go upside down. We're so mean. We're so mean.
She's still going up with Mama.
So mean. Will they have long hair? Yes, they will. My big furry babies. I love dogs, but I love my big furry long-haired big dogs. Versus Lacey's doing well as a mom. She's doing awesome.
Yeah.
So proud of her.
I mean, we always thought she'd be a good mom, but now she proved it.
Now she's proved it. Now she's set the bar for Cagney.
Yeah. Not sure.
How old is Lacey? Lacey's coming up on 2. When's her birthday? I get the dogs mixed up. Their birthdays.
Around June.
Is it around June?
Because we had campfires when they were born. When we got them.
Oh, they were 8 weeks old when we got them. So
it was around July.
Okay.
Around June, April.
Yep. Jeannie says they're eating well. Cassie's are adorable.
I'm going to take this one.
Okay.
You know which one that one is? This is number 3.
That's 3, yeah.
I think you just peed.
Okay.
Okay. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. It's a good baby. He's like, I'm too tired. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Not a screamer. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. I feel like this is Emily just sleeping through the entire thing.
So chilled.
He's like, you can't face me.
Cassie, these are what's referred to as Great Bernese. They're not a...
This is the first boy, so maybe it's just
registerable breed, but that's what they're commonly referred to as.
He's so chill. He's like...
Castle's not seen his pups. We haven't brought him up here. I'm trying to go back in all the comments I missed because Facebook scrolled. No, these are not, Rhonda says, do you have papers on them? These are not registerable. So when Beckett gets bred, Beckett is a Bernese Mountain Dog, is being bred to Castle. Her puppies will have papers because they will be full.
And 1, and
full
2,
Bernese Mountain Dogs.
and 3, and 4, and 5.
Okay, that was number 3.
Okay. Which means we only have 4 and 5 left. No, 1 and 5.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. So Scotty says, are they papered? What are you selling them for when they're weaned? So you can go to the website at gmsdogs.com. It's got all the information on purchasing them, and I will clarify on there because I said they're not registerable, but they don't come. You know, we can have the pedigree, but they don't come with papers because this cross is not papered by the American Kennel, the AKC.
All right. So just those 2 left.
Mm-hmm. Wait, which one? 1 and
1 and
5.
1 and 5. Yeah.
1 and 5. The first and the last.
Yep, first and last.
Sherry says she's raised Great Pyrenees and St. Bernards and love my gentle giants. I know, they're just so good.
Yeah, honestly, she doesn't even care when we touch her babies. She's like the most laid back mother ever.
Margita also says her favorite thing is the upside down feeding with baby bellies. I know, me too.
Just like
Peggy says it's really interesting. I love learning new things. Trisha says, was this a purposeful litter? It was. Their dad is Sire. Their sire is Castle. I'm still not caught up on my sleep yet. Luna said, how are nights going for Jade?
Aww.
Sweetie. Jade slept in her bed last night, and Coulter slept out here. So we're taking a little bit of turns with it.
They were just looking.
Bonnie says, I like them having the dew claws. Yeah, that's kind of why we settle. I mean, I did a lot of research, and there are pros and cons to keeping the dew claws, removing the dew claws. All of our goats have their dew claws. We've only ever had one incident where one
all
was.
All of our goats?
All of our dogs. Sorry.
You know goats and their dew claws. Oh, they totally keep them.
Have their dew claws. And so we decided not to remove them. And in the future, as we take deposits of people ahead of time want them removed, then we can do that. Danielle says, will these be working dogs on the farm? So we had bred Cagney months ago, and I was going to keep one of her puppies, but she did not get bred. And so, all right, which one is this one?
This would be the 5th.
Yep.
And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5.
So I had bred Cagney, and she did not get bred. Castle did not do his job. Castle was a little bit younger back then. So I had intended to keep one of those puppies. And so I don't need to keep 2 puppies, and Cagney will be rebred here soon. So I'm going to put all 5 of these up for sale, and if one
all
of them,
5 of them are
right, and if one doesn't sell, then I won't be upset. But so that has been my plan. That has been my plan. You know, my trouble is going to be I can only have so many dogs, and I'm going to want to keep
all
of them. Well, and when Beckett has a puppy, how am I not going to keep one of Beckett's puppy? Like, it just gets kind of crazy, doesn't it, baby? Yes, it does. You got your washcloth left. And then you can go back in.
I think they hate the washcloths the most.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. There you go. Okay, go find Mom.
Alright, one left.
One left.
So, did Colter actually use my mattress?
So anyway, I assume so. Anyway, Danielle asked if these will be working dogs on the farm. So these are available both for pets and for working dogs. So it just depends on what people buy them. They make excellent both. They would be an asset as a family pet, or as a working dog. So. Cagney did not get bred the first time, Bonnie, so that was, I can't keep date. My head used to be able to remember dates, but I have too many dates in my head now, so I have to go and look at the calendar. But that was like three, because she went for the ultrasound at least 2-3 months ago. So I'm expecting her to come back into heat back here, like in the summer. Probably have like October babies if she gets bred. So yeah. Denise says, love the puppies. Robin said that one was so calm. He's a calm boy. Beautiful. Kathy says, how many days do you do the neurological? The early neurological stimulation is days 3 through 16. That's all you do it on, just those days, just once a day. And if you've docked their tails or removed their dew claws, you don't want them to be stressed. You want to wait a day or two.
And if they are super stressful, you sometimes have to skip the whole thing entirely because you do not want them being stressed and then you putting the earlier neurological stimulation. I can't say it. Mom relishes every word and like blah blah blah.
Because
blah, blah.
it doesn't roll off the tongue very easily.
No.
So cute. They're so beautiful. Corianne just wants to snuggle one. They look so chunky and warm. Robin says they look like St. Bernards. Betty says they're surely gaining. They are. I can show you the.
It's very confusing.
And I'm gonna put it on the website so we don't lose it. Ooh, what was that? Do you want your pudding? You gotta go out?
I'm pretty sure it's still warm, but
I think she wants to go out. I don't know if she thought we were going out.
I think she thought we were going out.
You wanna go out?
It's still warm.
You have to go to the bathroom?
If you leave the door slightly open,
Yeah,
Mom.
she'll come back.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get these transferred today, but puppy 1 went from $512 to $624. Puppy 2, $599. That's the big girl, to $702. $516 to $630. $550 to $660, and $480 to $584. So they're all gaining really, really well. Really, really
Which
well.
one's the big girl?
Number 2?
Yeah.
The one that's 700?
I thought you said a number and then, like, wait, but she was 702.
Do you want your pudding? It's okay if she has it a little warm. Is it warm? It's not like hot, right?
It's pretty hot. She can have her eggs.
You want your eggs? Lacey?
Those are my blueberries.
Lacey? Want your eggs? You're gonna eat them, or should I dump them on your food if you're not gonna eat them?
Alright, which one?
So she gets pudding every day. It's literally vanilla cooked pudding. You cannot no, number 1, the boy.
That's not one.
No, that's number 5. No, that's
Oh, it's a boy, right?
it's that one, number 1.
Looks like she forgot to clean one up.
Did you get messy?
Did you get messy? Alright.
Let's just say stay low.
And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Okay, so not all boys are her.
Yeah.
And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5.
Let me calm down a little bit more there.
Doesn't like this position though. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5.
So anyway, I started saying that Lacey gets pudding every day. So it's literally cooked vanilla pudding, like the kind you get in a box. You can't use the instant because the instant gives the babies diarrhea. Yeah, you like those eggs. And then egg yolks and goat milk. Is that all?
Sugar.
And sugar. added.
And sometimes it can loosen the stools, so you can add canned pumpkin.
Canned pumpkin. So those are the egg whites that were left from the egg yolks. But her pudding's in the fridge cooling off.
Okay, just
Washcloth.
towel.
Is your puppy out? Oh, you're peeing on me.
Who is?
He peed on me.
Wait, he's peeing by himself. That's the first time I've seen anyone peeing on by themselves. I think he peed on me too.
In your crotch.
Yeah, because that's where I was holding him. Wonderful.
1
I got
and
framed.
2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
That's the first time I've ever seen anyone peeing by himself, so. And next time I'm gonna check.
She's so chunky.
I know. Oh, wow. It went.
So yeah, so they're doing great gaining weight. Matt, we have put these puppies up for sale for $1,500. We had a lot of family meetings to discuss that, what we wanted to do. And one of the things that is important to me is to always support other breeders. And so I didn't want to undercut the average
It's a baby, right?
pricing. And so that seemed to be the general pricing for the ones we looked up, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, and so we went with
You're all
$1,500.
cuddling underneath there.
Linda says Lacey seems hot.
It is rather hot in here, so
I don't-
probably.
I don't think it's hot. I'm cold.
I guess I am in a sweatshirt. Yeah, and she's allowed to go outside anytime she wants, so.
Aren't ya?
Well, anytime one of us is here to let her out, because she can get back in anytime.
Yeah.
But we don't want to leave the door open completely, because otherwise it could get really cold in here for the puppies. I don't have to worry about the one second there, do I?
I pull them out and we can move. But I'm a worry wart.
Should have seen what flex
It's like
was
my
out here
big.
with me.
It's like my.
Every 10 seconds you'd be like,
It's like my big fear that one of them will get suffocated. It's. I worry about it with the goats. I worry because it's just a otherwise healthy. So.
backing out.
Got him. So it's just. I see a foot. So I don't
That's
know.
okay, its head is over here.
Okay. We still have to shave her. We've not gotten to that yet. Move your leg, Lacey.
Yeah, this one's.
Yeah, Lacey lets me move her all over. I'm always like, give me this leg, move that over there. What is the neurological test for, says Kathy. It is not a neurological test. It is early neurological stimulation. And it is proven scientific. If you go on the website, gmsdogs.com, I have a link to some of the studies. But it is for their long-term health. It helps them to experience stress better. It lowers their heart rate. It does everything.
So
It's really, really cool.
Here, and it's still in there. Try and feed it to her.
Nancy says they're beautiful babies. Trish says all puppy
Also, there's
overload.
fruit in there, so you guys would eat that if it's not gone.
Thanks, Martina. Jones is so beautiful, and Mom looks so proud. She's such a good mom.
One of them peed on me.
I know. Peed on me
And it
too.
framed me. It was right here.
So beware, the peeing has started. Jennifer says this chubby one is so squishy. Hey, Marsha.
Oh, where'd my book go?
Bonnie says, I remember when you got the last 4 dogs, they were so fluffy and adorable, and now here they are becoming mamas. I know. It's so hard to believe it's been so quick. Hey, Shayna. Maddie, you can go to gmsdogs.com. GMS for goatmilkstuffdogs.com. I have not put a link yet from our regular website or goat website to it yet. I'm going to do that hopefully later today. Andrew says the little one melts her heart. Maribeth says Jade is so good with the puppies. So I've mentioned this a couple of times. I've mentioned it to the patrons and stuff. But one of the things that we are trying to do is see whether breeding dogs is a potential career for Jade. And so she's been studying, she's been watching videos, she has books. She's really good with animals. But the goats are really Graydon's thing, and so I wanted her to be able to have something that she could do. So she's been working. The trainer we got for Castle and Beckett did a lot of work with her. And so that is part like if she really enjoys this, right? Like it's really easy right now. I didn't say.
Getting 3.5 hours of sleep is not easy.
Okay, but it's not like you've had to do all this hard work. I mean, there's 5 puppies. I mean, yeah, that only took you, but if you had 12 puppies and you had to up, every day for 16 days, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of work that goes along with raising puppies. And so if this is something that she really enjoys doing, and if this is something that, whatnot, then I will probably
to know what you need.
Build her
list, and then you can get
a building for the dogs, so we can do it. We can do it better.
Look up some plans for you online because that doesn't have any specific instructions.
So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Sheila says Lacey.
And that's probably not exactly what we're looking for. So
why I'm coughing. Do we have water?
Can Jay take over for a second and I talk to you outside one?
Sure.
There's a bottle of water right there.
Kathy says, can you please explain why you're counting with the puppies? Because it's only supposed to be for 5 seconds. You can overdo it. It's not a more is better kind of thing. So that's why we count, to make sure we don't get distracted and do it too long. Pamela.
Hey, Pamela. Ooh. And Lacey won it out. Okay, little ones. So when Lacey is gone, we always turn on the heat lamp because the babies get a little more cold. So I'm going to turn that on real quick. All right, they are getting pretty big. That is early neurological stimulation, Darcy. So that's just basically what we're doing with them. It's great with studies and stuff. It helps them manage with their stress. They've got better heartbeats and all sorts of stuff. So that's within 3 and 16 days. Yeah, they're great house dogs too, Sherry. Yeah, she's probably a little warm, Sherry, but she goes outside a lot, and it's pretty cold out there. And we can't lower it any in here because otherwise the little puppies would be cold. Yeah, they grow pretty fast, Sherry. Yeah, and she does have a lot of fur too, so. Why the vanilla pudding? It is a great, so Lacey's pretty picky about what she eats, so that also helps. It helps her eat that because it's good for her because it gives her lots of calories, protein, just all sorts of calcium. Goat milk is good for her too. It's just a great way for her to eat that and eat food, solid food, and all sorts of things.
Yeah, I mean the big goal is to make sure she is producing
milk.
Yeah, and high quality milk and all of that, and so,
etc., etc.,
etc., etc., etc. We watched The King and I last night, which the children grew up on The King and I. They watched it all the time. We had it on a VHS, and then kind of when VHS went out, we never got it on DVD, and so like Jade doesn't remember it at all, and it was available free from the London the Broadway version,
Yeah.
but not Broadway. I think it was the London. And so we watched The King and I last night. So anyway, that's why we're et ceteraing now. Debbie says, you should be used to pee by now, Jade, with all those goats. Matt says, beautiful dogs and love, love, love your family. Yeah, we're really excited. Well, let me rephrase that. I am super excited about these dogs. I would love to be a dog breeder. I said in my old age, in my retirement, if I didn't have to do anything with the computer, I could just sit and play with dogs and train dogs and snuggle dogs and socialize dogs and all of that, then that's what I would do. So this up here is not the ideal location for this, but like I said, if this is something that
and also if we are doing the puzzle, we could always do it in the basement.
Yeah, everybody would love that. We'll see how it goes. And is that one all by himself?
I know, we went to sleep over there, didn't I? Never really feel like
I can't reach
him.
I put him right on top. It would make me happy.
What?
Said it would make me happy. Yeah, Martina said it better than we did. She gives the mama energy so she can feed the babies lots of healthy calories. Very well put, Martina.
Great.
Carol says, hey, see, mommy babies are doing well.
So funny because they have these black spots under their eyes.
Yeah, it was hard. Carol said, I heard the price. Great job. It was hard because, this being our first litter, it was hard to price them, but like I said, I didn't want to undercut other breeders. That's not fair to do. We've had that enough with us, with people who make soap in their house and don't pay payroll taxes and don't pay insurance and don't do all of that and charge $3 for a bar of soap. That I didn't want to do that to other people. Darcy wants to see the front of your hoodie. So when the children were really little, we always, whenever we went out, they had to wear matching clothes. And for years, and the one she's wearing now was probably Coulter's or
probably
Brett's.
Coulter's or Bred. Not even Bred's. It would have had to be Coulter's.
Yeah.
And I'm growing up.
Because she would have been like one when we had these. So we have, the old days. They make me sad. I miss them.
Yeah.
When you were little and cute.
I don't. They were all orange box t-shirts.
No, I meant you, not your clothes, you dingbat.
That's because that's what you remember about the old days.
Brett says, I turned this video on and Landon just brought me his coat and boots. We would love to see you, Brett.
It's so funny how they move around in their sleep.
Landon's not met the puppies yet, Betty. They're still too little. I probably won't introduce Landon to them until the puppies are probably like 4 or 5 weeks old. You can, they need to be socialized. They need to be stimulated. They need early neurological stimulation. But you have to be careful not to overdo it. And Landon's just a little bit too.
And you don't want to really, really scare him because that could be very, very frightening for a very small, small puppy.
And that's, puppies that are not well socialized and socialized properly, have a lot of hurdles to overcome later in life. So probably when they're about 4 weeks old, maybe 5 weeks old, we'll introduce Landon.
He's super dark. He's the darkest of all of them.
Is that number 1 or 3?
He's number 3.
I have to look at their heads, at the top of their heads. That's 3. This is number 1 over here.
Yeah.
Number 1 is wide white up here, and number 3 is small white at the top. Comes more to a point.
And these two have white stripes, but they go different ways. And this one's got a little brown spot, so she's the easiest. Anders connects to the whole thing.
Yeah. We are in southern Indiana, Matt.
She's a chunky
town called Scottsburg, which is about half an hour north of Louisville, Kentucky.
sleep so much.
Amanda says breeding is hard work but rewarding, and that's it. I mean, we know. We had one set of puppies once.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, you were little.
I
Years
stayed
and
up
years
the
ago,
entire night
and
that time in
they
camp.
were not our dogs. They were just we were dog sitting, I guess, for lack of someone had lost their farm, and we were taking care of them, and
Aw, big
we did
stretch.
nothing with them other than play with them. But I have learned so much since, and I could never raise them like that again. Oh yeah, Kim, they're gaining great amounts of weight. They're doing really, really well.
Yeah, and the smallest to the largest has gained 1 gram in percentage since they were born between them.
Right. What she's saying is the little one is keeping up with the difference between the large one and absolutes. So that means that as a percentage, the little one is gaining more.
Yeah.
Joanne says watching them leave is the hardest. Yeah, I remember. Carol says I think she could do it if she wants. Oh, she could definitely do it. The question is
Do I
if
want
she
to?
wants, right. Because she was really excited about training Castle and Beckett until it became an everyday thing.
Well, yeah.
Well, and I'll be honest, we don't have the best setup. So right now, like, it's really difficult by yourself to go and get one of the dogs and take them out for training. We just
Especially when there's 5 of them.
yeah, we just don't have it set up well. And so that's, that's part of this is to see if this is something that she wants to do, and then we'll invest the money to do it better. Amanda says she wishes she was younger when she started. Devin says, so do you wean them before they're being sold? Yeah, so the moms stopped
Stretching.
They switched to solid food way before, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks? 3?
Yeah.
I mean,
Somewhere in here.
so yeah, they get and they're not sold until more like, or they don't leave until they're more like 8 weeks old. Even 7, like there's a lot of development that still goes on by having siblings and stuff. Taking them home early isn't really good for them.
Approximately 14 to 21 days old, you begin weaning process.
Sabrina says, are they good companion dogs? Excellent. They are absolutely excellent. A lot of people have Great Pyrenees as house dogs, and they're awesome for that if you understand the breed, okay? The breed are guard dogs. They're watchdogs. They're going to bark at night, the Pyrs are. And so, but they are the most lovable, gentle. You can, Landon can flop on them.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Landon's
really
a little
good.
scared of them right now.
And the Bernese like to attach themselves to a person, which not like they ignore other people, but they love to. They're very, very
like Beckett is so totally attached to Mom. She loves Mom.
She's my girl. And so the combination, the two of them, really, really improves on that and makes them really floppy ear. Floop, floop, floop. Yeah, really good companion dogs. Understanding that they're a large breed, obviously.
I like this one too. He's my second favorite.
That's the one you said was your favorite.
No, I like this one. But I do like this one because he's so
think
dark.
you're changing your mind.
That's because having the same favorite as you is boring.
Nope, Nadine, she didn't lose a puppy. There's only been 5 from the beginning.
Because if I have the same puppy as you, then...
Kathy says, brilliant film, have it on DVD. Yeah, I would love the Yul Brynner version.
Yul Brynner.
He's the one in the one in the
King and
movie.
I, oh.
Yeah, King and I.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not behind on comments. Aw, that's awesome. Tanya and her sister are twins,
This
and they
is
were
the
in
one
the
that
musical.
peed on me, though. It's definitely a negative. Oh, wait, no, it was
No, we didn't actually have an ultrasound, Martina. We tried to get one, but we couldn't get one scheduled. It was only, so we never had one. Gloria says, when do you start giving the babies their shots? That's a good question.
Their shots?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
Not yet. That's sure.
I don't know that off the top of my head. Oh, that's awesome. Mary Beth got to see Yul Brynner on Broadway. That's awesome. Thanks, Pam. She said, if you have any questions about dogs, don't hesitate to ask me. Yeah, because it's always, and I know that with goats, right? I've been raising goats for 15 years, and there's still things that I learn. Every time we ever get we haven't been to Purdue in years, but every time we go to Purdue, I grill the vets about goats. So I appreciate that. Mela says, what is my other daughter into? So my oldest daughter, Brett, is the one pregnant with number 2, and she's my writer, and she's really doing a lot of work with the online courses that we're doing. She's all on her own put together a intentional parenting course that is almost done. She's used a lot of what I've taught her, obviously, and some stuff from my podcast, and she's put that whole course together and whatnot. Indigo is into sewing. She loves sewing. She loves dressing up, and she's been doing all the video work. She's been editing all the videos. So she and Emery did the sourdough course, and she's done all the editing of all the videos of that.
Sister.
I want a new sheet. I want to change the sheet out.
Just flipped it though. Okay. Oh my gosh. Sorry with your mom.
The 2 boys are the darker ones. So number 1 and number 3 are the 2 boys, and they're the darker. The girls are, I don't know if you call it sable. What would you call it? Wow, Pam has been breeding, showing, and grooming for 38 years.
Jeez.
Pam, if you want to send a message to, or if you have an email, you can message it to us as well. Yeah, Cagney had the ultrasound, Martina, and wasn't bred. Matt says, I'm jealous. I want to be in your family. Melissa says, love these videos. Maddie says, how much will they weigh fully grown? Probably in the 70, 75 to 100 would be a big one. There's the Castle's not a super huge Bernese. I think Beckett's going to end up being bigger than he is. Wouldn't surprise me. Beckett's sire was like 120 pounds or 140 or something insane. He's huge. So, there's a lot of variation in that, but probably in that range. Masses put different collars on them, so when you name them, you know which is which. We can tell them apart.
But we do need to name them.
Marcia says her cats keep telling her she can't have a puppy. Awesome. Melissa got another one of her soap orders super quick.
Cats always make sure you know their opinion.
That's awesome. Joshie says, would Lacey suffer from the same kind of sadness that mama goats would from dam raising? So, in my very limited experience, most most mama dogs are done weaning and done with their puppies. So as far as nursing them, and then because they're working dogs, they tend to have enough other stuff to distract them that it doesn't seem to be as big of a deal for the dogs, because it's a very natural, getting up. And imagine if it was all at once and everybody left all at the exact same time, and then it might be harder. But the little mouth's going. Are you dreaming about eating?
They keep stretching.
So cute. Charlene says, when we bred dogs for many years, we would put yarn type different collars on our pups. Yeah, and if we had it where we couldn't tell them apart, that's what we would do. If she had a litter of 12 or 14 and it was impossible to tell them, or if we had, when Beckett has hers, they'll all be Bernese, which will theoretically be a little bit harder to tell apart so that we didn't mix them up. But yeah, right now we don't need to. Jennifer says, would you like to be a vet?
No. Definitely not.
Yeah. Vet is a lot of schooling to learn a lot of different animal anatomies, and we can learn a lot and do a lot. Yeah.
I'd rather learn lots about vets just on my own and do just like my own self-schooling and never have to go through all that schooling and never have to professionally do it. I'd rather just learn a lot so I can care for my own animals rather than caring for everybody else's animals.
Hey, you're back. Don't eat the book. Don't. Oh, they're all spread out. You're really gonna go? Hi. Are you coming to say hello to me? You're being such a good mama. You're being such a good mama. You want your pudding?
I mean, it's still slightly warm, but
It's okay.
it's a lot more than slightly warm. But it'll be
You
fine.
want your pudding? Oh, yes. Ooh, that actually smells really good. No, they don't have teeth yet. No, they don't have any in front. Joanne says 8 weeks
This
is
does
best.
have
Yeah.
2 pounds of
Joanne says service dogs. Yeah, so they
Have some on your nose, silly.
have been recommended to us as great service dogs. There's, in fact, I was just speaking with someone. There's a service. You know, someday I will probably donate a puppy to a service dog situation. Not yet. Not till I've learned more about them and have some more experience. So
Yeah, I'm starting to really like this one.
you're starting to really like that one.
But you know what? Their names also depend on who I like. Like, I'll name better names than
Yeah.
what I like, but like...
We'll try and decide on names tonight. They have to get named in sets.
Yes.
I don't
that's
want
how
to give
they
away what.
work.
Yeah, that's how we do our dogs. Our dogs get named in sets, and so you'll see what I mean later. And we haven't decided on which set we want to go with.
I don't like any of those sets, though.
Well, then you best be thinking of a new one. I do have one that I like the last one that was come up with.
I don't know which one that was, but...
Lynn, we have decided to leave their dew claws. Like I said, I did research both ways, and there's an argument for both ways, and we decided to leave them. Future litters, if we get deposits ahead of time. What did you not do?
Right out there. I just have to bring it out.
Future litters, if we get deposits ahead of time and people specifically want them removed, we can remove them.
She's already gone through half of it.
Yeah. And we would probably do it ourselves, to be honest. We did some research because we couldn't get... our vet is really busy right now. And couldn't get in, so if we were going to do it, we were going to do it ourselves. And so we'll get
Spread out.
what we need.
Probably. Hot.
And then if people specifically want them done, but we're going to skip that for this. Lorianne says, are they trained as service dogs? They can be. These guys will not be. These are not going to be service dogs. Well, I shouldn't say that. That I know of. They're not going to be service dogs. Aw, you're welcome, Matt. It says, thank you for what you do. We are blessed to be able to do it. We are very, very blessed. Sometimes my children, and I'm pointing at Jade because she's the only one here, but sometimes they bemoan all the hard work they have to do in their lives. But overall, they wouldn't have it any other way. Would you agree with that, or is that just me saying
I don't
it?
know about any other way.
Oh,
but
yeah? What other way would you like it?
I don't know.
I'm being serious. What other way?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
All right.
Eating.
Kathy says our late Pyrenees Abbey would actually hurt us by pushing the backs of our knees. Yeah, so Pyrs have a very strong guard instinct, And so with the chill with my children, if they felt like if Thor and Baxter felt they didn't like where the children were out in the woods or whatnot, they would definitely move them.
Shove us, yeah.
Yeah, they would not
like, but
yeah.
like.
But like, okay, we're going.
Let's go.
And they'd get all antsy, and they definitely want you where they think you're safe. In fact, so the peers, their guard instincts don't fully develop till they're 2. And with Thor and Baxter, when they were like 1, they would drive me crazy. You're gonna sit on my lap? You can sit on my lap. They're fine. You can sit with me if you want. You got pumpkin on your nose. You got pudding pumpkin on your nose. And they would drive me crazy because they didn't want the goats to go out in the woods because they couldn't protect them because the goats would all spread out. And so they would keep the goats in like this little corner by the barn. And I'd be like, Thor and Baxter, you've got to let them go out in the woods. But as they got older and more confident, move that one, in their herding and their guarding abilities, they did a better job. But then the goats could go out in the woods.
This like there we go. That's good. She keeps switching sides, so she's doing a pretty good job of switching sides.
Oh, awesome. Sherry says, I'm loving the sourdough course so far. I'm getting my starter from a coworker this week. Sweet. How many muffins did they make today? They made like another 80 sourdough muffins today, and Emery's making like 4 huge focaccia.
And hopefully it'll last us till Monday.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Rose says her passion is dogs, but she prefers smaller breeds. And that's what's cool about, it's the same thing with goats, with dogs, with everything. Everybody has a different passion for different types, for different
There's a small
breeds.
one. Is this a small one?
Yeah, it's the small one. And she doesn't even look so small anymore, does she?
Yeah. It is the back legs, right?
We got pudding face. Yeah. Laura says, where's the mama dog? She's back here now, but she just went out. She goes out. She spent a lot of time out today. The puppies need to be fed every 2 hours, so she just comes and goes. Yep, we're breeding Beckett, Jessica. Yep, they have, I haven't inspected, but I believe they have the double dew claws. I haven't looked that closely.
Yeah, they do.
The double, right?
Yeah. Dew claws is right here, right?
Right, and then they have the 2. Yeah. So he says her brother raises corgis, then they wait till they're 10 to 12. We're going to come up with names for them, Martina, but most people change their names when they go to the new home. What did he call her? It wasn't Lady. It was... He had a name.
Tiny or something.
Yeah, because she was
because she kept escaping. It was something like...
No, oh, yeah, I remember. I don't remember what he called her. But yeah, most of the time you change their name when they go to their home.
Wow. Sound like a cat.
Okay. Yeah, we don't really have any interest in showing dogs. These are... We intend to breed for very functional dogs, and by that I don't mean like show dogs aren't functional. I don't mean that at all. But just very, one of the things that I found when I was looking for working dogs. So here's the catch-22, right? When I was looking for my first set of working dogs, it was so difficult to find because most working dogs for farm fall into one of 2 categories, right? Either they are very well bred, very well cared for, but they've never met a goat in their lives, or they're the exact opposite and they're just tossed in the pasture with goats and not really cared for. They're not stimulated, they're not socialized, they're just pure working animals. And so so it is our goal if we decide that we like this and this is to have the best of both, right? Where you have puppies that are socialized and primed and taught to problem solve and receive early neurological stimulation and all of those things, but are also functional working dogs. And so, the thing that will be interesting for us to see is it takes a lot of time to raise dogs that way, right? Because they have to be, anyway, you'll see, because we'll video a lot of it. But, is there a market for that, I guess, is where I'm going with that. We're doing well, Tressie. Renee was just, she had more property. Joe says, like the one with the dot and his white blaze. Yep, that's the little girl. She's the biggest one. So far, she's my favorite.
I don't really have a favorite yet.
You keep switching.
Well, I have to know the names before I can do a favorite.
All right, well, come up with a set because we're going to decide tonight. Matt's friend's sister breeds Dobermans. Yeah, so most dogs, most mama dogs, Sherry agrees, get ready to wean them when the puppies start getting teeth and they get sick of them. Marilyn says, what's the pudding made of? It's literally vanilla pudding that you buy in the box from the store, but you have to make sure you get the kind that's cooked and not instant, because the instant stuff can give the puppies diarrhea. And then it's egg yolks added, goat milk added, and some sugar added. And then pumpkin added to make sure that they don't get diarrhea. Yeah.
The mom get diarrhea, not the puppies.
Right. Marsha says, are you keeping all these puppies? No, I wish I could. They're available for sale.
That's a whole lot of puppies.
Yeah. Troy says, puppy bellies are so cute. No, Shirley, these are not pure Great Pyrenees. These are a cross between the Great Pyrenees and the Bernese Mountain Dog. I'm trying to catch up because Gloria says, why do you remove the few clay? And I'm assuming you mean dew claws, and that was your... okay. Steven, you can leave. Goodbye, Steven. The dew claws, some people remove them. We are choosing not to, because they remove them so that they're not injured, because they can get torn fairly easily. No, not all these babies are sold yet. I just started opening up to taking deposits today, actually. So if anybody's interested, you can go to the website at gmsdogs.com. That's plural, GMS for goat milk stuff, gmsdogs.com, and get the information there. Thank you, Joyce. Just be nice, everyone. That's her pudding, Mary. We make her a special pudding. Marsha's making muffins today or tomorrow. How much are the English muffins? We're not making English muffins right now. I think those are going to be available in June. The English muffins.
Over here, little one. Here, you can go behind you.
So never seen a white Bernese unless Dad is the breed. No. This is a Great Pyrenees. She is a Great Pyrenees. They are all white. Bernese Mountain Dogs are tricolored, black and brown and white, which is why these puppies are white and brown. You can have tricolored puppies in this cross, but we don't have any. Precious, that's what it was. Thank you, Brett. Precious is what he called Lacey before we bought her. That's what it was.
She was his favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Debbie says vanilla pudding provides extra energy and calcium for producing milk. Yes, Pyrenees are all white. And Bernese Mountain Dog are black and white and brown. Yes, dew claws are a big controversy. Some people like to have them. Some people like to have them removed. So we went with keeping them on. So that's what we did. Thanks, Karen.
Snuggling back here.
Woo! And I am caught up. One back there under the leg. All right. I am going to put the camera down, snuggle puppies for a few minutes, and then I'm going to go meet with Graydon about designing a bigger box for her. We are constantly playing catch up. I would love to have been more ahead, but it's just been a crazy time on the farm. The pandemic has totally put us constantly playing catch up. So back to the dew claws. Again, some people choose to remove them as a prevention in case there's a problem. Other people say, no, God put them there for a reason, and we're going to leave them. So it's really as Chris said, a very personal choice. And so we decided not to, because why put the puppies through the stress when we don't need to? That's why we did that. All right, you guys all have a good afternoon, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.